University men's soccer. Tonight's opponent, the Red Hawks from IU Northwest. At this time, will you please rise for the playing of our national anthem? First for IU Northwest, the goalkeeper from Utah, number 1, Devon Collins. A freshman from East Chicago, Indiana, number 2, Eric Gonzalez. From Hillsdale, Illinois, a sophomore, defender, number 4, Cesar Amaya. From Griffith, Indiana, a junior, defender, number 6, Omar Myason. A senior from Pueblo Viejo, number 7, Giovanni Lopez. A graduate student from Hobart, Indiana. Defender number 8, Tyler Davis. From East Chicago, Indiana, senior number 15, Gianni Ramirez. From Hobart, Indiana, senior midfielder number 16, Avion Lane. From Hammond, Indiana, sophomore, number 19, Luis Limones. From Washington State, number 20, Trevon Hamilton. From Crown Point, Indiana, a junior, number 23, Dom Bikesman. And rounding out the lineup from Chicago, a freshman, number 26, at forward, Cesar Lopez. The head coach is Ben Kosakowski, assisted by Christian Canelo. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the Governor State University Jaguars. The goalkeeper, defensive player of the week in the CCAC from Spain, number 1, Marcel Salom Chandre. From Madrid, Spain, a defender, number 2, Raul Garcia. From Hungary, a sophomore, number 4, Martin Barambas. The captain from Manchester, England, senior, number 5, Alex Judd. Another captain, a senior from Medellin, Colombia, number 6, John Gonzalez. From Gilman, Illinois, a senior midfielder, number 7, Diego Camarena. A freshman from Spain, midfielder, number 8, Jero Bencomo. From Brazil, a senior, number 9, Rafael Severio. A senior from Ecuador, number 11, Luis Escalante. From Spain, a freshman, number 16, Luis Moreno Carrasco. And rounding out the lineup, the fleet-footed one from Venezuela, number 28, Abraham James. The head coach is Matt Ager, associate head coach Juan Soto, assistant coach Fibo Arriaga. Your officials are Nemanja Stefanik, Peter Charpentier, and Rob Da Silva. Welcome to the Sportsplex in Crown Point. This is Governor State University men's soccer.
All right, we thank Phil Smith for the lineups and the introductions this evening. I'm Mark Robert, going to bring you tonight action. The Jaguar men's getting them set up for their last home game. Check that. Not exactly their last home game, but their last regular season home game. At this moment, as we told you in the pregame, they have a home game already set up for the quarterfinals. Where, when, and who is still needing to be decided, but they do get the home turf. And if they could win tonight, this will bring them into a position of being in the top two, which means they would guarantee a semifinal game if they can win this game tonight. So there's a lot of stipulations on tonight's game. The Jaguars will be going from left to right on your screen, or north to south. The IU Northwest Redhawks will be going, of course, obviously, south to right. Wind is blowing strong. Flags are out pretty stiff. This is one of those nights where the weather and the wind could play a factor on your decision making for when this game starts. Jaguars have decided to play against the wind, which means they'll have an easier time in the second half. Is that good? Is that bad? I guess we will find out in 45 minutes, because if you got to play against the wind and make it easier in the first half, well, then that means IU Northwest has the easier first half and could build a lead. So we are underway. Chandra is in net tonight for the Jaguars. So the Jaguars going to try to find some opening here, try to get going here. We're back again. Sorry, we had some technical issues to fix. We are ready to roll and really good. Jaguars trying to get something going in front of the net. Jaguars. Redhawks get it out. Redhawks are showing some excellent speed out there. Judd's going to let it roll out of bounds. He picks it up, getting ready to throw it back in. Jaguars spreading it out. Wide open space over on the far side of the pitch, although they keep the ball down the middle. They're going to call it foul. Clock is still ticking away. I did see one Redhawks player. He was charging the ball and more or less had to jump and do some sort of aerobatic movement to not get hit by Jaguar's shoulder and head. Upon his landing, he seemed to be okay until the whistle, and then he went down. Jaguars, they've got some opening. They're going to slow it down, regroup. Jaguars on the far side of the pitch, across the front of the net. It's going to go out of bounds. Redhawks ball. Jaguars again down it, have it down on their end. There's a spill. I didn't see much of a tap myself, but the refs call it a foul. I'm trying to see the number at the moment. Clock is still ticking away while he fixes shoe. 5 minutes are gone. We're at 40 minutes here. And it was Raul Garcia. Garcia, by this broadcaster, is very well known as an actor. He tends to try to draw those penalties and fouls from the spill, and Garcia may have gotten away with one there. Number 20, Hamilton, for the Redhawks, almost got kicked in the face. Chandre pulls it out of the air. Holding up for a moment, waiting for the Redhawks players to get past him.
Close. Yeah. Tip off east, west, and Pocono. Yeah. Yeah.
Redhawks gonna throw the ball in. Any comments regarding East-West University is not necessarily the opinions and thoughts of DLMD and Governor State. Jaguars trying to spread it out close to the net. That's a little bit of a new wrinkle. Usually they're pretty tight in the center, and that was a awfully wide spread over by the net of all places. Looks like we've got a audience on the far side of the field over by the flags. Group of about 8 soccer players. Not sure if they're there because they were practicing on the other field, or do they know people at IU Northwest? Or could they be fans of Jaguars? Jaguars are looking for their 4th visit to the Nationals out of 5 years, so hey, come on over and check out the team. Jaguars again spreading the field, trying to find some room. Nice pass out there. Judd heads it out of play. Almost up here into the stands next to me. About 10 or 15 feet from me. If it would have made it over the rail, obviously I would have dove for it, but then again I would have gone down 2 flights of stairs. Looks like Abraham James will be putting it into play. He does. Redhawks put the ball in the play. Deflected by James. Battling the outside line of the pitch. Jaguars, nice takeaway, trying to keep it in. Impresses me week in, week out, the way these players play that tightrope of the out-of-bounds line. Jaguars bringing it down on their side. Little collision there by Garcia and one of the Redhawks players, head-to-head hit. Both of them seem to be no worse for wear. Cesar Lopez, number 23, was that Redhawks player that collided head-to-head with Raul Garcia. Redhawks trying to find an opening there, although he puts the ball right into two white jerseys. Chandre going to set up some action here. Over to the side. Chandre sets it up. Nice deep kick, and that's into the wind. The wind on this field normally, actually, the wind on this field looks like it's coming out of the southeast a little bit this time, which is different. Meaning it's blowing across the field towards our camera. Jaguars trying to find a little bit of opening in the front of the net. Way too many red jerseys. Wow, that ball was hooking, but their goalie grabbed it easily, Collins. Deep kick by Collins. Judd gets it out of there. Camarena trying to get into the action there. Number 7, Camarena, as we explained in the pre-games, needs to be careful. He's at 4 fouls, and if he gets a 5th one, he has to sit. And with the playoffs coming around, we've got to be very careful with that. They're going to call offsides. Offsides, Redhawks. Judd looking around, looking for an appropriate place to put it. Clock is still ticking away. We just hit 32 minutes left in this first half. Pass Collin. The goalie, Collins, had to grab that ball, and it was a very dangerous play. He unfortunately ended up running into one of his own players, or causing some pain to one of his own players, although it was his own player and a Governor State player both trying to dodge Collin, who had the ball, and the two of them collided. Way out of play and out of the stadium on that ball. Nice header by Garcia. It's going to be a couple minutes before they get that one back here. So the Redhawks going to try to get through. There's a wall of white jerseys out there right now. Going to call offsides. And there's a trip. Barambas went down. Personally, I think it was just a oopsie call, but it was a trip. It just so happened that number 23 turned to move. Bikesman tried to move and didn't realize that Barambas was right there, or at least coming towards him, and ended up tripping him. Jaguars in the center of the field trying to get some space. Oh, almost had a nice opening for Garcia. Garcia has it over the corner, puts it towards it. I don't know, actually, I don't know where he was going with that. He was clear way past the net and out of bounds and, well, almost out of the stadium itself on the far side. Redhawks throw it in. Collins, long deep kick, far side of the pitch. Whistle. Pushing on the Jaguars. Redhawks are sitting at 3 fouls right now. The Jaguars, they have 2 for themselves. Jaguars moving it around. Garcia puts it in play. This first half is flying by. I know time cannot travel any faster than it really can, but it does seem like it is going through really quick. We've had Collins, nice jump into the air. Deep, long kick. Chandre is going to get under it and grabs it. But as I was saying, I know that the clock can't tick any faster than real time, but we've had very few out of bounds. And then as I say that, there it goes out of bounds. But we've had fewer out of bounds than we've seen before. We've had no stoppage in play at the moment. Fouls, as I said, are fairly low, although that still kind of keeps the clock ticking. We've had a couple guys go down, but no clock stoppage. Redhawks trying to find some room in the middle. One Redhawks player. Judd had different thoughts and knocked the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a corner kick, I believe. Looks like Limones is going over for the corner kick. Got a full wall of red and white jerseys along with the bright yellow right smack in the middle covering the front net. Although the Redhawks now start moving out and about. Clock still ticking away. Kick towards the net in front. One Redhawks player headed it. Bikesman headed out of bounds. Deep, long kick by Judd. Although Redhawks brought it back to midfield, Jaguars have control of it again. Jaguars trying to control the ball on the far side. Long kick down the other side. Jaguars, though, keep it into play. Alexander James. Jaguars have it in the middle of the field. Going to call a whistle. It'll be Jaguars ball. Red Hawks player is arguing it. That's number 19, Limones. Arguing with the ref on the call. He didn't agree with it. Best of my knowledge, the person with the referee jersey will get the call 99.9% of the time. Clock still ticking away. Kick towards the net. Redhawks headed out of bounds. It's going to be a corner kick. I believe it's probably Garcia. I can't see the number from this end. But Garcia is usually our corner kick expert.
Substitution for GSU, number 10.
Javier Losa is in the game. Comes in before the kick. Clock is ticking away, just under 24 minutes. Kick towards the net, in front. Collins grabs it out of the air. So Hamilton chased that ball down. Hamilton, for the Redhawks, got himself a good elbow in the back by Javier Losa. He made himself noted real quick by a push in the back shot towards whistle. It'll be a foul. It'll be Jaguars ball. On the ground is number 6, John Gonzalez. Andrea Croce is in the game. Chandre puts it in play. Nice deep kick. Jaguars got something going in front of the net. It's over in front of the net and foul. And if you're able to hear, we've got some noise makers out in the stands. Out of bounds. It's going to be Redhawks ball. Jaguars got it. The throw, the ball hit Garcia, but then bounced off of number 23, Bikesman. And then out of bounds. So Bikesman, dropping his head to dodge the ball, ended up getting the rebound and knocking it out of bounds. So Collins, the goalie, going to put it in play. There's only been one shot on goal by the Jaguars, none for the Red Hawks. Curved ball caught out of bounds. Referee is reprimanding the Jaguar bench for grabbing the ball and hanging on to it for a few beats, knocking a few seconds off that clock. In front of the net. Oh! Almost a header into the corner. Hamilton with the header. It's going to be a corner kick. Hamilton came a fraction of an inch of putting the Red Hawks on the board, 1-0. Clear across the net, out of bounds the other side. Redhawks, they got the numbers going their way. Although the Jaguars, nice defense, get the ball back. Both teams are kind of playing with, I don't want to say reckless abandon, well, I did, but more of a, just a little bit out of control. Although Jaguars in front of the net trying to find an opening, trying to shoot through 5 red jerseys. Ball went nowhere after it came off his foot, except straight out of bounds. But as we talked about at the beginning of the game, no heroes at this moment. The Jaguars are playing well, but not as a cohesive group as I've seen them play in the past. I don't know if they're aware of the standings and maybe playing a little tight. I know if I was in their shoes, and at one time I was in their shoes, maybe not for soccer, but I'm definitely studying the standings day in, day out. Especially at this time of year when you've got 1 week left in the season and only 1 game. Or 2 games if you count this one. Chandre grabs the ball. Chandre looks at the field. He elects to just kick it from the ground and whistle. It'll be Red Hawks ball. We've got 2 Jaguar players getting ready to come in. Got a whistle. I don't know if he's talking. Both players looking at each other. Red Hawks player, number 23, Bikesman, and I think that may be Garcia. The 2 of them start looking at each other as the ref was reprimanding either one of them or both of them. They looked at each other like, is he talking to you? Is he talking to you? I don't think either of them knew who he was addressing. Or they were confused by what the ref was seeing, because the 2 of them looked at each other. They actually kind of smiled at each other or gave a little chuckle. Bikesman gave Garcia a little tap on the back like, we're good, aren't we? So Peter Sorich and Giovanni Salazar is in the game. If you're loving our action tonight with the men's soccer and you'd like to see some more sports from Governor State this weekend, Jaguars basketball will be starting off this weekend with the Tip-Off Classic. They got 3 teams coming to the Jaguars home court, the Arc. So 4-team action over 2 days. We've got William Penn out of Iowa. We've got East West University from downtown Chicago. And then IU Kokomo out of, well, Indiana Kokomo. But they'll be playing 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock on Friday, and 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock on Saturday. And then after that second men's game, the women will kick it off, playing Great Lakes Christian College. The women made it to the playoffs last year, hoping to go there again this year. Men's team had a little bit of a down year last year, but been watching some of the practices, been watching some of the scrimmages that have been happening, and the men's teams look like they're getting their act together, back to their fearful presence as they've had over the last 8-9 years in the league. Jaguars trying to get something going in front of the net. Multiple red jerseys. I think a Red Hawks player just got bopped in the face with a major push by the Red Hawks. I can't see the number from here, but just put the hands on the back of Raul Garcia and just, well, shoved him down. Number 26 was with the push. Cesar Lopez. Clock is stopped at 13:57. Sorich is at midfield barking out some instructions to his team. This IU Kokomo team is playing above what its record says. IU Northwest has only 2 victories on the season, although they do have 4 ties. Governor State, they've got 6-0-2, 2 ties and 6 victories. But IU Northwest's 1 victory, of course, is against Calumet St. Joe's, who everybody beat up on this year. Jaguars put it in play. Sorich over in the middle, trying to get some action going. Now we've got some passing going on, which is nice. And offside. Collins sends it out. We got 12:10 left in this first half. Again, time in fact, as you know, Jared, just about a minute and a half ago was the first time we've actually stopped the clock tonight. Jaguars got something in front of the goal. It's in! It's in! Jaguars are on the board with the first goal of the game. So at 11:51, Jaguars put themselves on the board with the first victory. Looks like Javier Losa with the first point of the game. So Losa gives the Jaguars the lead. If it stays this way, they give them obviously the victory. That goal had multiple, goals on it. First off, you've got us with the lead, which gives us now, at the moment, moving us towards a victory, we hope. Secondly, if it stays this way, we also just got the tiebreaker, because Judson and the Jaguars were both, they tied each other. It would be goals for would break that. This just gave the Jaguars 29 goals on the season. Judson are done for the season and only have 28. And then lastly, if they can win this, that will keep them in the top two. In fact, they will stay in the top two and will give them a quarterfinal and a semifinal home game. Although if you remember last year, they took on Judson last year in the first round, and that was the end of their season. Jaguars. It's going to be Jaguars ball. Giovanni Salazar was getting mugged out there by number 26, Cesar Lopez. He was all over the back of Salazar. Even after Salazar went to the ground, he was still on top of him. In front of the net? Nope. Behind the net. So out of bounds, Chandre is going to walk over. We got 8.5 minutes left in this first half. Stick around during halftime, during the intermission there. We sat down with Coach Niendorf, the women's cross-country coach, and they had a nice conversation with him about the team. So stick around and let's see how the girls cross-country team is doing. Women's cross-country, please forgive me. Here now, Jaguars, not content with that one goal, attempting to put towards the net. Collins reaches out and grabs it. Bounced off his arms, bounced away from him. Thankfully, no white jersey anywhere near the property. They're saying all ball on that. Wasn't able to see which Jaguar did that, but number 26, Lopez went down. Actually, it was Salazar that was the nice defense on that one. Salazar and Lopez going to need to be careful. The two of them are getting a little testy amongst each other. For those who know, and well, for those who don't know, Giovanni Salazar is actually one of my student workers. Excellent kid, quiet kid, or gentleman. But put him out on this field and he turns into, turns into something very different. Whistle. They called it offsides. Offsides at the 45. 6 minutes left in this first half. Lopez kicking it up. Hamilton tried to charge in there, tried to distract Chandre. Chandre kept that steel focus that he has. Didn't flinch at all at the charging Hamilton. Garcia, wonderful acting. He realizes his theater and performing arts classes didn't teach him the right way to do a pratfall. Garcia is still holding his jaw for action. Five minutes left in this first half. Judd heads it up.
It's still a men's game, right? At halftime? It's still a men's game, right? Not a girls' football game? At halftime, maybe? It's hard to play like this. You know, I mean, there's not much there. There's not much, it's both ways, but why do you call it so different than the D2 game? You guys do D2 games, it's just not the same.
Free kick by the Jaguars. We got two players over there. I can't see the number of the one, but the other one is Lamones. Lamones is actually taking it. Kicks it to the far right side of the net. No harm, no foul. We've got a Jaguar player laying on his back.
Keep playing hard, Alex.
Clock still ticking away. 4 minutes left. Chandre looking at a way to put it in play. He pointed out a little bit of instructions. There's the kick. Deep down to midfield. First touch by the Red Hawks. The Red Hawks still have control of it. Nope. And as I say that, in comes the white jerseys. We've got 3 minutes left in this first half. Out of bounds. Garcia puts it in play. Salazar has it. Garcia loads up on that kick and hits a Redhawks player right in the back, number 26, Lopez. Jaguars ball. 2.5 minutes left. Deep kick to midfield. Croce sends it over to James. Ricochets off of a Red Hawks jersey, rather. We're 2 minutes left in this first half. Again, just as a reminder, stick around at halftime when we'll have a conversation with Coach Niendorf and the women's cross-country team. We'll take a short commercial break and come back with Niendorf during halftime. I hear some fans in the audience. We apologize if certain language gets through to the microphones. That one though, I do have to agree with the argument, the angry fan, that Redhawks were not offsides on that one from my angle. Salzar battling over there. Salzar is going to get a call on him. 1 minute left in this half. "45 seconds. Collins looking, he's running a lot of clock off that ball. 30 seconds left in this half. Peter Sorich out to Salzar. 20 seconds left in this half. 15 seconds. 10 seconds left in this half. That's going to be pretty much it. Chandre's just going to take his time with the ball. He's just going to walk it nice and easy. All players heading to the sideline. And that's the end of the first half. Jaguars find themselves on the scoreboard with 1 goal and 0 for the Redhawks. This is Mark Robert ending up the first half. Stick around and listen to our conversation with Coach Niendorf. And I'll catch up with you on the other side of this intermission.
The GSU bookstore is open and ready to help you prepare this semester. Students can buy or rent course textbooks, purchase a variety of school supplies, and anyone could shop for some sweet Jaguar merchandise. Unable to shop on campus? Visit Governor State's website and click on the bookstore option. Here you can find the link to the bookstore's online page, where you can order any product straight to your address. Let's kick off the school year right. Visit the bookstore today, and remember, go Jaguars.
Hello everyone, I'm Francisco Mendoza here for Jaguar Sports Nation. Today we have a very special guest in studio, women's cross country coach, Coach Niendorf. Coach, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, appreciate it.
So, first off, I believe this is the first time we have a full women's team, is that correct?
Yeah, so we were able to have one a couple of years ago. We were able to get it to about 10 athletes on the team, and then last year we had about 19, and then this year we have 25, so it's a pretty big group, and like a full women's team would generally be considered, a scoring team would be 5 women, and then a general, like a whole team would be like considered 7, so yeah, we got a pretty big team this year, and did a pretty good job with the recruiting and everything, so it's a big squad this year for sure.
Very good to hear. So, the team seems to be competing with more energy and excitement. What have you done to gain confidence in your team?
I think a big part about it is just like bringing in the right mix of kind of personalities. I feel like the first year, we were just kind of getting our, foot through the door and everything like that. And I feel like the second year, we were able to really gain some momentum, start having some pretty good finishes. And then this year, I feel like the recruits that we brought in, they're just great runners. They're fantastic people. They care about school. They care about running, they care about each other. And I feel like the team culture has been excellent this year. And I guess when you're going into the team culture stuff, I feel like in the beginning of the year, like I'm doing a lot of things to like push that. Like me and my wife, like we'll have like a big team barbecue at our house, you know, smoking burgers, and like we have a pool, and you know, just them playing spike ball, volleyball, bonfires, you know, taking them downtown to Chicago to run on the lakefront, hang out at the beach. So just like doing those little things. Like this past weekend, they all went to like the corn maze and the pumpkin patch, and I think like just them bonding more together just makes for a better team culture and a better team atmosphere. So I try to make an environment that's conducive to that, and I think myself and all my assistant coaches are pretty positive people. Because you know, cross country is a tough sport, so I feel like we're almost like probably too overly positive, and but I think that also helps with just like the girls gaining confidence and gaining enthusiasm. And now I feel like I barely have to do that anymore. Now I feel like they kind of assemble all the team events, all that, the pasta parties, you know, nail painting parties, going to the movies. They assemble all that themselves now, where I feel like in the beginning, it was a lot of me and the coaches kind of assembling that. But now, if you look around the school, they're all eating at the cafeteria together. Like, you know, they're 10, 20, 30 people deep, just all eating at the cafeteria together, all walking around with each other. And, you know, I feel like in the beginning of the year, it was a lot of us pushing it, but now I feel like it's more so them, you know, taking control over the team culture.
Yeah, that's a lot of different types of team bonding that they've had.
Mm-hmm.
Man, wow, that's really good. I know that cross country is a team sport, but who has stand out to you?
Oh man, there's so many that have stood out to me this year. Big one is our freshman coming in, Kaylee O'Sullivan has been awesome. She's been like a top finisher consistently throughout the season. Krista Stanko has always very consistently been achieving very well. And then Avery Kittle is another transfer from Loris College that came in this year, and she's really stood out big time as like a big team leader. She's very big into the team culture aspect of everything. So I'd say those three have really stood out. And then Morgan has really, I feel like, stepped up as well, and same with Sydney and Cammie as well. So everyone stepped up in their own different ways, but I feel like the top seven, they've really, really come together this year.
That's good. That's good. Has anybody surprised you?
Oh, biggest surprise? I would say probably Avery Kittle. Like, I knew she was going to be like a solid runner for us, but I think that first meet at St. Francis when she broke 20, I know that was like a lifetime personal record for her, whether it was cross country or track. So I feel like that was a big surprise for me, and I think she's just consistently going to keep dropping time, and just the amount of work and effort that she puts into the season, it truly shows in her performances in the races.
Okay. What values do you emphasize most in your teams, both on and off?
I'd say the biggest thing, and I think it applies to everything in life, is I always like tell the athletes, like, look, you're only going to be here for like 4, 5, 6 years, and obviously it's my job to get them as fast as possible, but regardless of if, you know, they're hitting all the times that they want or they're performing the way they want, all the work that they put in, you know, getting up at 5 a.m. every single morning, you know, training really hard, like, you know, 6 times a week, you know, they're running Monday through Friday and Sunday. I feel like all those, like, the values of like hard work, dedication, effort, all that's going to transfer over to them in the future, you know, whether they're working or whatever they do, whether they want to coach, work, or do anything in life. Like, all these qualities that they gain from the sport, that's going to translate to their everyday life. But overall for me, when I'm recruiting, I know that I'm just looking for someone that's very school-driven, character-driven, and is very team-driven. I don't need you to necessarily be like Mr. or Mrs. like super outgoing or, you know, crazy talkative or anything like that, but just ultimately just be a good person. And I'll never take away a kid's scholarship as long as they're being a good teammate, they're working hard, and that's all I could ask for in an athlete.
Man, that's very good. We have had a national qualifier at Governor State's athletics. Do we see a national qualifier here, or maybe a team qualifier?
Yeah, for sure. It's a very young team. It's generally consisting of, you know, freshmen and sophomores, so they're very young. But I feel like next year or so, they could maybe qualify as a team. And you never know. Sometimes things go the right way this year. They could potentially qualify as a team. We're in one of the best conferences in the country. Olivet Nazarene, St. Francis are 2 very, very top-ranked teams in the country, and they're kind of a tough out for sure. So, but I feel like there's definitely 3 girls, like I said, Krista Stanko, Avery Kittle, and then Kaylee O'Sullivan. I feel like they have a very, very good chance of qualifying as individuals, but generally if you get 3 individuals to qualify, you have a great chance of going to nationals as a team. And as we start to narrow the gap with our 4 and 5 runners, I think that possibility becomes a lot closer.
Okay, well, that's very good to hear, and good luck to the ladies for the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Coach. And to see more interviews just like this one, head over to the athletic page at www.gsujaguars.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm Mark Robert. We're here at the Jaguars game. As most of you know, usually we sit around, I give you boring stats, boring figures right now, but I saw these three young ladies in the stands, and I really think this would be more enjoyable to come down here and talk to these young ladies. We'll start this one. And your name is?
Nisa.
Nisa? All right. And you are?
I'm Gabrielle.
Gabrielle. And what is your name?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. And could you ladies show your labels out? They're shouting out to Alex Judd. Would you like to tell me who is Alex Judd to you two?
He's our coach. He's our coach for FNC, and we're just really glad to be a part of his team, and we're really happy that we get to see his game today.
Okay, excellent. And how long has he been your coach?
He's only been our coach for one season.
Okay. And what city is this in?
Chicago.
Oh, it's up in Chicago. So you guys came all the way down here. Did you drive here yourself?
No. Your dad drove. We're just friends. We're driving to see our coach. My dad offered to drive my whole team, and only we responded. So me and my friend are just hanging out at the soccer game.
Okay. And what are some of your other player names?
Some of our teammates' names are Maddie, Wendy, Isla, June, and that's all.
Okay, well, ladies, since you didn't come to the game, you didn't get on live television. So the way these ladies got to. So excellent here. Now, if you did not know, the Jaguars, including your coach, are in the playoffs. They're going to be playing a home game, I believe, here on this property. Are you going to be here next week when they take on the playoffs?
I don't know if we're busy or not, but I think we are.
Okay. Can you ladies offer any kind of cheer for the Jaguars here for the second half?
T-O-G-O, you can't take me hard to go.
Okay, you want to do it again so I can get the mic over there? Try it again. Here we go. Wait. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
H-O-G-T-O-G-O, we can't take me hard to go.
All right, thank you very much, ladies. Excellent job. I'm Mark Robert. We're going to bring you the second half here in a moment. Morgan Hoganson will take us out to the field, and I'll be with you in just a moment on the mic. So welcome back to the second half. Jaguars find themselves on the high side of the scoreboard with a 1-0 lead going on here. It was a great time, and thank you, ladies, for humoring us and talking. That's right, Alex Judd has his own fan club out here on the field. Two of his players, he is actually a coach as well as a player. So we got a whistle here. Red Hawks ready to put the ball in the play. Deep kick. Jaguars got it going the other way. Jaguars, one defender left in front of the net. Oh, he ended up faking himself out. Javier Losa tended to fake himself out there on the field. So the Red Hawks playing deep down here. Going to try to get something going on this way. Judd arguing with the ref on the pushing he's getting from, I believe that might be 23, Bikesman. Or it is Lopez, number 26, Lopez.
There we go, let's go, Brad.
So the Red Hawks going to toss it in at 42 minutes left in this game. It's in front of the net. Jaguars get it out of the way. Out in front of the net, Jaguars. This first few minutes of this second half, the Red Hawks is spending a lot of time in front of the Jaguar net, unlike the last half. Nice stop by Chandre. Free kick for the Jaguars, although really deep to possibly do any damage here. But then again, wind seems to be picking up. It actually died during halftime and is now picking up at this moment. Redhawks fighting 4 white jerseys on the far side. Now we got 1 Jaguar. A nice shot out there. He pretty much held up. Either he couldn't chase that ball down or he was worried that it was going to be offsides, knowing he was out front of the Redhawks players. It's going to be Jaguars ball. Jaguars, number 10, Losa, trying. He's frustrated with himself. Jaguars trying to spread it out in front of the net. Big, huge kick by number 6, Gonzalez. If that ball would have gotten through, I would have been surprised because he had 5 red jerseys right in front of him. If he would have got that ball through, it would have had to have gone through a player. So Losa trying to get some movement. Nice cut around number 9. Number 4. Amaya, Cesar Amaya. James puts the ball into play. Little shove from behind by Amaya. Actually, that is number 9 out there. It's Martinez. I thought it was number 4. So the Redhawks have thrown a few new players into this second half. Judd chases it down, puts it over to Chandre. Chandre kicks it deep into the midfield. It was a smart move because he had about 3 or 4 red jerseys way down by him by the net. Jaguars would have had the numbers if they could have gotten something going through. in that first half, there were very few shots on goal. Jaguar only had 3. The Red Hawks only had 1. Collins hits the ground, taken down by his own player. In fact, he's down. He is down. Clock stopped. 36-16. Although Collins is now back up. Ball back into play. Collins has it. That ball just died when he kicked it. It went out to midfield and almost took a straight turn towards the ground. Nice back kick there by Sorich. Sends it out. Collins, he's wide open into the net. Jaguars with the second goal on the board. Collins came running out trying to stop the ball. Slid down and had no chance to stop it. So we've got 35-36 on that, on the time of that score. Luis Escalante with the goal. Escalante was on his high horse. He had that ball wide open. 2 red jerseys in front of him, but they lost actually ground to him, and Collins had no choice but to come out. Here comes another one, Losa. Oh, shot up and over the net by number 11 again. Escalante was trying for a second goal tonight. But Escalante, he charged the net. Collins had no choice but to come out and try to interfere with that ball. He just missed the ball and left Escalante wide open with a wide open net. James puts it up in the air while he gets pushed from behind. Lopez, the one who did a little bit of push, checking with James to make sure James is actually okay. Ball out of bounds. Abraham, James, going to put it into play. Just when I couldn't be more impressed with Abraham James, not only with his speed and his skill with the ball, but watching him throw that ball from the sideline here just a moment ago, the strength he had on that ball. Collision at midfield, 1 Red Hawk player down. They're going to be offsides. Offsides, Jaguars. Omar Mahizen, or actually number 16, Avion Lane. He got into a little collision there and had been walking gingerly there for a little bit, although he's off and running. So we got 32-30 left in this second half. Chandre kicks it out to Judd on the far side. If you've been in the Chicago area, and I know we're in Indiana at the moment, but Crown Point, Indiana is close enough to Chicago. But if you've been in the Chicago area, you know that we've had some beautiful weather today. If those of you watching in are from other places, spill. Jaguars ball. Our player arguing a little bit. He insists that he was stopping the clock. At 31:29, the clock is stopped. But number 16, Moreno Carrasco, was arguing with the ref, trying to find something out, or arguing that he's been being pushed all game. Ball out of play. Number 11 just went down. They're stopping the clock. Escalante went down. No player around him. He just grabbed his lower leg. Either cramp. Clock is stopped at 31:18 while we look at Escalante. He's up. He's walking, although he's walking gingerly on that left foot. I didn't see anybody catch him or kick him, although earlier, maybe like about 30 seconds ago, he was in front of the net area looking like he may have twisted his ankle. He planted on the grass to try and kick, and when he planted his foot, he just went down. And it looked like an awkward spill. So Escalante is going to come out for a while. As we talked about our keys to the playoffs, safety. We've got a 2-0 lead here. Get out Escalante to the sideline, let him relax, let him rest, and not aggravate that leg. The Jaguars trying to find some room here, not content with only 2 goals. Who knows, maybe Egger told them if they get another goal, maybe we'll give you guys some rest. Shot across the net, header by number 2, Garcia. Nice spinning move. I've seen that all season by Barombos. James on the outside puts it in front of the net, and it's in! It's in! James, I believe, to Losa, and Losa puts it in, threads the needle between 2 red jerseys, puts it into the far right corner. So sophomore Losa gives the Jaguars a 3-0 lead at 30 minutes and 11 seconds left in this game. Abraham James with the assist on that. So the Red Hawks find themselves now into a deeper hole.
Substitution for IU Northwest, number 21, Lorenzo Torres.
Lorenzo Torres, number 21, is now in for the Red Hawks. out of bounds. Collins hurrying it back. Collins, kick deep. You can see that wind he put that ball way too high. And that wind just stopped it right over midfield and shot it straight down. Shot towards the net, off to the outside. Collins trying to move after that ball. Frantically trying to move after that ball. Thankfully for him, the ball was just about, a ball length away from the left side of the net. So Collins getting ready to put it in play. If he wants this thing to go anywhere, he really needs to kick it low. There it is, and sure enough, kicked it low and got another 20 yards out of it. Maybe I should start coaching soccer next year. Actually, quite frankly, let's not go that far. I'll be the first one to say no. James thought, ref thought that was out of bounds. My angle, I'm pretty sure it was in. But again, I don't have the purple jersey on tonight. Couple substitutions. So Isaac Macias, number 11, is in the game, and number 14, Kyle Scott for the Redhawks. Jaguars out in front of the net again, trying to find some movement. They've been doing really good in tight spots tonight with the Jaguars. Redhawks, dangerous move. Redhawks player dropped the ball and just stood on the ball for just a brief moment to stop it. Although he had two white jerseys closing in on him really quick, he got the ball out of there just in time. Collins, another sliding grab. Carrasco was charging him with the ball, and Collins slid and took the ball again, though. If he would have just missed, Carrasco would have been putting another goal on the board. So the Jaguars seem to be, even though with they having a 3-0 lead, are putting on probably some of the fastest play they've had tonight. It's almost being played with a little bit of chaos. But they're doing great on passing it around. Offsides. You can just see the Redhawks player not sure which direction to go after the ball. Jaguars, Losa have some room. Stops, moves. Passes it over to Gonzalez, our captain for the night. There's a shot towards the goal, and it's in! It is in! There's goal number 4. Peter Sorage with the goal. Oh, 4. Barambas with the goal. So the Jaguars are starting to pour it on with 2 games left in this regular season. They are starting to say, hey, look at us. We are going to be the team you will have to get through. Nice work, guys. Nice work. It is just impressive year after year after year. Coach Eggert is able to organize a team that just constantly battles with the top teams in the league. Or should I say the other teams playing against us at the top of the division. Deflect off of number 23 Redhawks. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time for his team. Had no idea that the ball was coming his way, Bikesman. But going back to Coach Eggert, every year he loses players, obviously, to graduation. Some go on to bigger and better things. But somehow, some way, he brings in another recruiting class, and they perform like you've seen this season. If the Jaguars can hang on to this victory, and it does seem that way, ball out front of the net, offsides. But if the Jaguars can finish this game off, the Jaguars will guarantee themselves a semifinal game on their home turf. Obviously, they would like to hang on to the top spot and have it all come through their home turf. But having the first two games guaranteed without the season over yet is a good place to be. Olivet Nazarene this afternoon. Never thought I'd be saying thank you or cheering on an Olivet Nazarene team, but thanks to their victory over Trinity Christian has made this possible for the Jaguars to have one of the top two spots after tonight. Another shot into goal! Jaguars are just starting to pile it on. Number 10, Losa. I've been corrected. It's number 18, Croce, on the goal. I'm going to buy Jaguar jerseys where we can see the numbers a heck of a lot clearer. Let's take a moment while this action's going on and look at National Food Day. Since we have seen plenty of tricks out here, what about a treat? National Food Day is candy corn. That's right, Halloween is tomorrow, and get your candy corn piled up and then go ahead and, like in our house, throw it in the trash after the 31st is over. So excellent, enjoy your candy corn. "22 minutes left in this game. 22 minutes away from the Jaguars guaranteeing them a semifinals home game. Hopefully you're loving this action out here with Jaguars soccer. If you are not aware, we are starting to have that part of the season where the fall and the winter sports will overlap. And ref stops the clock at 21:25. Redhawks player down on the turf, grabbing his left ankle. But this weekend, check out our streaming of the Tip-Off Classic from Governor State Jaguars, The Arc. The gym will be rocking this weekend with 5 Let me repeat that, with 5 basketball games in less than 32 hours. We will have 2 games on Friday. We've got East-West University out of Chicago playing William Penn Statesman in the 3 o'clock game. At 5 o'clock, Governor State will play home to IU Kokomo. And then on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock, we will have William Penn and IU Kokomo playing the first game, while East-West University and the Governor State Jaguars taking on the 3 o'clock game. And then the extra game on the docket will be the women's basketball team taking on Great Lakes Christian College, and they're going to be playing at 5:30, and this is homecoming weekend. So if you're watching this game anywhere from your couch, your chair, your bed, your car, and you are a Jaguar alumni or even just a Jaguar at the moment, come join the action for the rest of this week and the weekend. There are so many activities happening. There's going to be a tailgate party on Saturday. Check out the website. Jaguar Palooza is what the event's called. We've got a Jaguar behind the net. Not sure what he's doing. He kicked the pole just a moment ago, but he's slowly walking towards off the field. So the Redhawks, 19:20 left in this game, trying to find a way to put a straight number on the board. Right now, all this time for 70 minutes, they've had a 0. Jaguars, meanwhile, with a really good crooked number of 5, just went on a total barrage of goals. Yeah, in a 12-minute window, the Jaguars put 4 goals in. Jaguars over on the far side of the pitch control it. There's a shot, almost Collins reached behind him to stop that ball. He had to reach back behind him and try to grab that ball. His hands were actually behind the ball as it was getting ready to go into the net. Jaguars at it again. The Redhawks came out of this start of this game with some serious speed. Shot off the top of the field goal post, the crossbar. But the Redhawks came into this game with some serious speed at the beginning of the game. And in fact, they were overshowing the Jaguars with their speed. Although it looks like that opening speed is starting to cost them now, as they have really slowed their action down. James passing it out in the middle. Jaguars ball, foul on the Redhawks. Jaguars have had 8 shots on goal. Redhawks only 1 at the moment. If 8 shots on goal with a score of 5, they have had a 58% shooting percentage tonight. Actually, that's not 58%, it's 62% that the Jaguars are scoring on. For soccer, that's some amazing efficiency. And I'll apologize to the control room, because I thought for sure, I'm sure they thought for sure I was about to use the word dynamite. Jaguar player down. Clock is stopped at 15:09. The trainer is coming out to check the player. He's holding his back. Well, this is Mark Robert. We're going to take a 30-second timeout here. The Jaguars leading this game with 15:09 left. 5-0 on the board. We will catch you right after this 30-second break.
The GSU bookstore is open and ready to help you prepare this semester. Students can buy or rent course textbooks, purchase a variety of school supplies, and anyone could shop for some sweet Jaguar merchandise. Unable to shop on campus? Visit Governor State's website and click on the bookstore option. Here you can find a link to the bookstore's online page, where you can order any product straight to your address. Let's kick off the school year right. Visit the bookstore today, and remember, go Jaguars.
All right, we're back here in the action. Moreno Carrasco went off the field on his own power. A little shaken up, but still seemed okay. Or at least okay enough for being hit in the back and hitting the ground. But what it comes down to, and again, the good thing about it is he made it the way off the field on his own power. He was not needed, or any help was not needed. Chandre puts it deep. Sorich trying to head it. I just remembered way back we were talking about the weather here on the field until we were rudely interrupted by a Jaguar barrage of goals. But any of you in the Chicago area know what I'm talking about. But any of you not outside or inside the Chicagoland area, in our viewing audience, today's weather was actually nicer than the first week of the season. So the last week of the season, the women's game last night had a starting temperature of 82 degrees, 76 degrees when the game was over. The men's team here, they started their game this evening at 78 degrees. I'm trying to find out the temperature for right now. It's 70 degrees over here. We started off the season in the mid-60s. If I remember correctly, I just know it was definitely a lot cooler at the start of the season. $13 minutes left in this game. Clock ticking. Cesar Lopez is back in the game for the Red Hawks. Jaguars trying to get some movement over on the far side of the pitch. Jaguar player went down. They called an offsides. Clock is stopped at 12:05. Jaguar player still down on the ground, holding his face. Don't know if he got an inverted elbow. Diego Camarena going down. Collins comes out. He's telling everybody to get back. Nice lengthy kick. Hits the ground, not touching anybody, although the Jaguars now had control of it. Red Hawks have it back. Sorich, two red jerseys in front of him. Trying to move, try to find some room. Brings it out towards the midfield, but no one's there. Jaguars have an opportunity here. Collins tried to get in the way. He just enough to distract that shot. Ball rolls right past the front of the net, just missing the far side of the net. Clock is stopped at 10:57. Giovanni Salazar, number 21, back in the game for the Jaguars. Got a Red Hawks player across the field on the ground. Looks like a cramp in the leg. His fellow teammate trying to help loosen that leg up.
Yeah, go. Abra.
So number 22, Felipe Nakabara is in the game. So player still down on the ground. Looked like he was about to make a move. No, he tried to get up again and is down again. In comes number 8 for the Red Hawks, Tyler Davis. Referee calling over the trainer to the far side. They're telling him to attend to him, but to get him off of the field so the game can continue playing. And he's up. Red Hawks player is now up and walking very slowly. Red Hawks defending nicely. Ball again over the fence, over to the other field. Jaguar, oh! Collins takes it either to the chest or face. I'm pretty sure the chest, because I don't think he'd be standing there so calmly. But shot hit him and knocked him off his feet. Jaguars in front of the net again, although on the outside. Ball out of play. Jaguars. Just under 10 minutes left in this game. Sorich. Still 10 minutes left in this game, but I would say it's fairly safe to start talking playoff action. The Jaguars earned a home game in the quarterfinals approximately 10 days ago. So mark your calendars for Friday, November 8th. That'll be the quarterfinal action. Time and opponent still to be worked out, but just keep an eye out. As well as if we can, we'll try to deliver that information. Shot towards the goal, Collins grabs it. And if, or do I be that type of broadcaster and say when this game is wrapped up with the Jaguars' victory? They will be playing Tuesday, November 12th. Shot towards the goal, and it's in! Number 6 on the board of a goal. The goal coming out of okay. Juan Gallardo with a goal. Croce with the assist. So I think we can and will start talking semifinals action. Semifinal action will be Tuesday on November 12th. Again, time and opponent to be worked out. 8:28 left in this game and ticking away. Jaguars would have to hold off the Red Hawks from scoring a goal every 65 seconds if they want to try tying this game, the Red Hawks. Ball out of play. It's going to be Red Hawks ball. And 8 minutes left in this game. Corner kick by the Red Hawks. Looks like number 19 going to take it. Luis Limones. Ball put in front, way past the net, headed out of there by the Jaguars. Jaguars charging down this way, looking at wanting to put another 7th goal on the board. So IU Northwest trying to get something going here. At least to make something respectable, at least to put one in the net. The most goals that the Redhawks have given up this year is actually 8 goals to a non-conference game, Mount Mercy. They've given up 5 twice to Goshen, Indiana, and Spring Arbor, Michigan. But this will be the biggest output in a CCAC game. The best they've done before this is giving up 3 goals to Trinity Christian. And there is another goal. So, Jaguars, I guess, ran out of celebration dances because all they did was just kind of walk back to the center of the field to get this underway. So, put back into play. Wide open net there by Collins. Collins came forward. And Collins left the net behind him wide open. And I believe it may have been... In fact, it caught the whole booth off guard that we're still trying to figure out who actually put the ball in the net. Just under 5 minutes to go. We went back to the tape. Andrea Croce with that goal. Clock is stopped at 4:01.
Substitution for Governor State University, number 30 from Calumet City, Illinois, Lexani Gaines.
Gaines, number 30 in the game for the Jaguars. The Jaguars have had 5 different scorers tonight. Baranbos, Gonzalez, and Gallardo with 1 goal each. Losa and Croce with 2 goals each. So they've spread the ball around and everybody has gotten their chance. Jaguars coming in. And they're determined to put an 8th goal on this board with 3:30 left in this game. This will be one of those times when the audience, and that includes myself, is, don't you think it's time to start pulling some of your top players out to take away from any possible injuries or fouls, just as we see there, Sorge going to the ground. I will trust Edgar at whatever his decision is, but obviously that's always that age-old question, cross the front of the net. Cross the net, but yeah, that's usually the age-old question. When you've got a blowout, why are some of your top players still in the game? These are the type of questions that have come back in high school, in college, in travel teams, and in the pros. Deep kick by Collins. The Jaguars, even though this is their last home game with 2 minutes to go in this game, they still have one more away game to go. In fact, at the moment, they still got one more thing to play for, and that is the top seed. Judson played their 10th and final game today. This is Jaguars' 9th game, and the Jaguars find themselves 1 point behind Judson with this victory tonight in 90 seconds, which means the Jaguars need to travel out to St. Ambrose and hopefully come away with a victory, which will lock in the top seed. There's a collision on this side. Nakabara going down. St. Ambrose only has 2 victories and 1 tie on the season, 1 minute. So it's not a guaranteed victory or even a guaranteed tie, but the Jaguars are going to go out to St. Ambrose hoping to wrap this up against a 2-6-1 team, the St. Ambrose Bees. We've got 30 seconds to go. Jaguars' next home game will be next Friday, 8 days from now on November 8th.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's the game. So the Jaguars win in dominating fashion, 7-0 over the IU Northwest Redhawks. So the Jaguars are victorious. They have one more game left on the season, hoping to take in the top spot. I'm Mark Robert, bringing you the final home regular season game here from Crown Point. Morgan Hokinson on camera, Eric Mady in the control room, along with our director, Francisco Mendoza. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you this weekend for basketball action.